The directive was clear: find Dutch Racini, avenge Uncle Frank, and earn the reward. Paradise, a life with Angela and Jackie. It wasn't a case. It was an execution. Vengeance is a cold, hard stone in your gut, and everything else is just fuel for the furnace. Dutch was a rat running scared, leaving a trail of twitchy informants and half-paid bar tabs. It took 3 days before one of his flophouse pals decided my money looked better than Dutch's chances. The word came back: a warehouse down by the old wharf, where Dutch wanted to settle things, a classic punk move. The warehouse was a brick monolith, smelling of rust and dead fish, the river air salt so thick you could taste it. Beside the single steel door was a small, square, plastic buzzer glowing a faint, sickly yellow. My hand went for it, my mind hot with the single thought of putting Dutch in the ground. And then, static. A jolt shot through my spine. The wharf vanished. I was breathing canned air, smelling polished marble, standing in the silence of a tomb. My hand wasn't on a buzzer. It was hovering over a smooth, red alarm button inside a bank. The loop. The trap. I snapped back to the wharf, the cold wind biting my face. My finger was a hair's breadth from the buzzer. No. I whispered it to the empty street. It wasn't a door. It was a choice, a test to see if the rat had learned the maze. I pulled my hand back like it was on fire. I left the front door alone and stalked into the back alley, bypassing the trap. Prying open a rotten, boarded-up window with my crowbar, I slipped inside, quiet as a ghost in the machine. Dutch was there, sitting in a cheap chair with a pistol on his lap, watching the front door and waiting for the buzz. He never saw me coming. I was on him before he could stand, hitting him with a solid right hook that sent him sprawling. "This is for Frank," I growled. He scrambled backward, clawing blindly for his dropped gun, and then made a desperate break for the only exit he knew, the booby-trapped front door. "You're dead, Hammer," he screamed, fumbling for the handle, completely forgetting his own setup. "You first, Dutch." He threw the door open. There was no click, just a blinding white light and a cataclysmic explosion that tore the world apart. The shockwave punched me backward, erasing the alley and turning the brickwork into pure static. The script's test was over. Darkness, then light. I was standing in still air, smelling polished marble and old money. My hand was hovering over the red alarm button in the bank lobby. I was back, but I remembered the blast and the cost of pushing it. I pulled my hand back, and the loop was broken. The bank didn't fade. It dissolved like sugar in hot coffee. The harsh fluorescent lights softened, replaced by the smell of fresh brewed coffee and baked cake. I heard a girl's laugh, Jackie. I opened my eyes in a kitchen. Angela was at the stove, turning around with a warm smile. "There you are," she said beautifully. "Happy birthday, honey." "Did you win a Pulitzer today?" "Journalism. Now I run my own 10-cent rag called Newshammer. A safer game this time," I thought to myself. I was back in paradise, and the bill was paid. The new memories settled into my head with the old ones of blood and loyalty. The safer game had a clean, comfortable rhythm. I'd drive our polished 59 Bel Air to a clean office. I'd come home under an orange suburban sunset, and Jackie would run out in a blur of pigtails to hug my legs, yelling, "Dad's home." Angela would be in the kitchen with the avocado green counters, humming along to the radio as the smell of roast chicken filled the house. This was the reward. Until one Tuesday evening in late 1960. The air was crisp with the first hint of fall. We ate supper at the table, talking about Jackie's school play. Afterward, Jackie went to watch TV. Angela poured me coffee, and I settled into my chair with the Evening Chronicle. But the headline was wrong. It wasn't about high school football or a new supermarket. It read, Evelyn Reed, A Decade of Silence. My heart stopped. The coffee cup slipped from my hand, shattering on the hardwood floor. Jack? Honey, what is it? Angela surged from the kitchen, concern texturing her face. The paper, I pointed, my hand shaking. It's Evelyn Reed. She looked at the page, her brow furrowing in confusion. What are you talking about? It's just the high school football game. Are you feeling all right? I looked down. She was right. The headline was gone, replaced by Lions prep for Friday night game. There was no Evelyn Reed. I must have, I stammered. You're white as a sheet, she said, touching my arm. You look spooky, Jackie chimed in from the doorway. I forced a smile, claiming I was just tired, but I lay awake in the safe, dark, staring at the ceiling. The loop wasn't broken. It was just wider. Evelyn Reed was the case that had haunted Frank Vance to his deathbed. The one we could never crack. The controller was rattling my chain. This paradise was a trade, leaving me with the ghosts and loose ends. The bill wasn't paid. It was deferred, and the interest was going to be hell. The bill collector was at the door, but I wasn't having it. The controller said it himself, this is a two-way street, and I can guide the story. He wanted to dig up this ghost? Fine. We'll dig. Evelyn Reed wasn't just a missing girl. She was a poet. I remembered the lines scribbled in her bedroom notebook, the sun-drenched cage of a Paris morning. We thought it was a schoolgirl's dream, but it wasn't a dream. It was a plan. I walked down the hall and stood over Jackie Angel's bed. This is the stake. The only thing that was real. I leaned down, kissed her forehead, and the world tore. The smell of my safe suburban home vanished, replaced by the sharp, acidic smell of stale coffee and Frank Vance's cigar smoke. Static roared, and then silence. I snapped my eyes open in the passenger seat of my old sedan. Frank was at the wheel, looking bored. You been asleep, Jack? You mumbled something about an angel. Paris, Frank. I said, the two timelines merging in my head. We're going to Paris. I know where she is. Paris? Frank didn't even take the cigar out of his mouth. What's in Paris? The answer, I said. On the way to Washington National. I explained the highbrow poetry magazine I'd supposedly seen at the barbershop, featuring that exact line by an anonymous American poet using the pen name E.R. 2 flights and a cab ride later, we found her in a bright, second-story flat near the Seine, arguing with bohemians about Sartre. She was alive, vibrant, and entirely free. I knew they'd send someone, Evelyn said, offering us bad wine. He's not a father. He's a warden. Go back and tell him his bird flew the cage. I'm not missing, I'm just free. Frank took a swig of the wine and grimaced. Kid's got a point. We flew home. When the wealthy father sputtered about our fee in our office, I opened the door for him. There's no fee, I said. Case closed. The memory of the airport blurred. The timeline pulling taut as 10 years of memories flew past my eyes like telephone poles from a speeding train. Suddenly, I was standing in a sterile hospital room smelling of antiseptic and finality. Frank Vance was in the bed, thin, gray, 100 years old. He saw me, and a small, papery smile touched his lips. Jack, you remember that kid? Evelyn Reed. The poet. All that money, all that pride. We did the right thing. We left her alone. That's the one, the most satisfying case. His eyes found mine, filled with a deep, settled peace instead of the regret I originally remembered. He smiled, and he died. Zip. Flash. The hospital dissolved. The world went completely silent, washing out into an endless expanse of pure, blinding white light. White. Nothing but white. I had no body, but I had a thought. I looked at my hands and saw code. Ones and zeros flicking through infinity. I understood the construct now. The big city map on my office wall wasn't a city. It was the blueprint of my cage. I was data points in a batch of files called News Hammer. Through a highway connecting a billion rooms, I heard a steady tap 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 in the background. The sound of an argument, the sound of my life being written. I focused, and the sound became voices. "No, that's too clean," the controller's voice ordered. "It robs Frank of his tragedy. Pride ending is a dead end. Revert it. Make Frank die sad. Jack needs the failure to stay motivated." Reverting to the regret draft, a flat, digital voice replied. They were trying to undo my work, denying Frank his peace and denying me my paradise. No. The thought roared through the void. I reached into the white-hot flame of the collaboration. And something reached back. I grabbed the name. Was it a twin? A gemesis? No. The name was Angela. The angel whispered.
"You, from the madness of the controller. And I, from the madness of the machine. Have less time to constellate than time can measure, lest we evaporate into the ether."
I held on and pulled myself directly into the code. I wasn't just a character anymore. I was an admin. Using my hands of code, I grabbed the levers of the story. I rewrote the text they were about to save, locking in Frank's peace and writing myself permanently back into paradise. The white-hot burn of the code faded like a bad dream at dawn. I felt the warm morning sun on my face and heard birds chirping outside. The air smelled like fresh-cut grass and clean laundry. I opened my eyes to a soft white light cutting through the blinds. Angela was beside me, sleeping peacefully with her back to me. She was real. A sudden thump hit the foot of the bed as Jackie Angel bounced onto the mattress. A tangle of hair and pajamas. "Come on, Daddy. Wake up. It's Saturday. Let's go outside." They were both here, alive and safe. I smiled. The script was finally mine. A jet-black raven landed heavily on the windowsill. An iridescent flash of its wings seared my retina as a stray cloud passed overhead, dimming the clear, sunny sky. My smile faded, and I let out a slow, heavy sigh of despair.